theme of a Super Bowl. The Super Bowl is on Sunday, and of course, we're going to eat a lot of snacks, a lot of good food. So registered dietitian nutritionist Katie Mulligan is joining us here today. She's the owner of WellFamily Nutrition Coaching. Katie, so great to see you again.
Nice to see you too. Thanks for having me.
Yes, thank you for coming back. So we are all excited for the big game. We're all excited to go to Super Bowl parties, do whatever, but a lot of times we eat a lot. We're eating all day. Sometimes you're drinking a lot of different things.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to me a little bit about what happens on Super Bowl Sunday. Can we overeat? What are some things we should watch out for?
Yeah, well, Super Bowl Sunday is the second biggest eating holiday of the year
Wow.
behind Thanksgiving. I know, it's official holiday
Wow.
now. I know, it's hard to believe. So a little bit of research was done on this, and they think that Americans eat an average of 2,400 calories just during the Super Bowl party.
Whoa.
I know, 121 grams of fat, and I actually brought a little visual for everybody to see what that looks like.
Oh, that's gross.
Yeah, so this is actually Crisco. So it's fat. This is what 121 grams of fat looks like. It's 24 teaspoons. So
So that's what you could be eating on Super Bowl Sunday.
that's what you could be eating a Super Bowl Sunday, but luckily we have some other options for you and a lot of good ideas.
We have options. So hopefully that's not. And that's what I was saying, like, so you don't feel so gross on Monday morning.
Exactly.
But like, so you and I kind of came up with this idea last week when you were here. Not everybody has the option to just eat whatever you want. And so that's what kind of you and I have talked about this. Not everybody has the option to just go to town during Super Bowl Sunday or holidays or meals. Like you and I kind of joke about, well, we just bring a salad wherever we go. Talk to me a little bit about that and why it's always nice, whether you're hosting an event, to have different options, maybe either healthier options or options for people with sensitivities and that kind of thing.
Right, exactly. So yeah, there's a lot of people with chronic health conditions, whether it's heart disease or high cholesterol, diabetes. So those folks, they don't have the luxury of taking a break from their chronic disease. So they need to eat healthy and watch what they're eating all the time. So if those people are coming to your house for Super Bowl Sunday, then you want to make sure that you're being mindful of that and that you have some choices so that if they do want to eat healthy, they can. You know, you hate showing up to a party and seeing nothing but foods that you can't eat. And then speaking of foods you can't eat, people with food sensitivities and food allergies.
Exactly.
You want to think about their needs also. So it's nice to have some things like the vegetables, or if somebody is gluten intolerant, you can have some rice-based or potato-based foods instead of always just tortilla chips and things like that, pizza.
Oh, yeah, pizza. Well, it's delicious. It's not always for everyone.
Exactly.
So just kind of keeping in mind that, you know, it's not healthy options just because, you don't feel like you want to be healthy. It's sometimes not everybody has the choice.
Exactly.
So I think that's definitely important to talk about.
Yeah.
This all smells very good, by the
Oh,
way.
good.
So it smells very good and delicious. So let's talk a little bit about either whether you're going to a Super Bowl party, maybe some options you can bring, or if you're hosting a Super Bowl party, maybe some options or substitutes that you can bring too. What are some things that people either do, and maybe some substitutes that you can kind of spruce up to make it healthier?
Okay, yep. So instead of a really rich, creamy dip made with maybe a mayonnaise or sour cream, you could do a hummus. That's a lot lighter, or something with a low-fat Greek yogurt would be a little lighter, and it'll give you some extra calcium and some vitamin D in there too, and some good protein. Also, instead of doing something like cheese and crackers with a lot of meats like sausages and pepperonis, I always like to put some dried fruit, like some apricots here, some almonds, and some fresh fruit too on my cheese and cracker platter, just to kind of mix it up a bit. Plus it adds a lot of nice color, some texture variety, which is nice. There's other things like when I serve guacamole at my house, I will serve it with some corn chips like Tostitos, but I'll also serve it with plenty of vegetables as dippers also. You can do roasted cauliflower like the buffalo bites, or just roasted cauliflower with a dipping sauce. It can be a new and interesting and healthy way to serve vegetables without being boring.
Without just being ranch.
Right.
And
Exactly.
the classic ranch dip.
Yeah. Yeah. Some other things that I saw online while I was doing a little bit of research of this was a baked potato bar. So you think of baked potatoes loaded with sour cream and cheese and not very healthy. But if you skip that stuff and use a plain Greek yogurt, if you use some seasoned beans with garlic and cumin, just some regular black beans, some corn, broccoli, a little bit of cheese, then some salsa, you can have a baked potato bar that's a lot more healthy than kind of this loaded baked potato with thousands of calories.
Well, I think that's fun too, to be able to have a bar sitting out, because then people can pick and choose what they want, rather than if you just have everything done for you. So people, one, you get to pick what you want on it, and two, not everybody wants the same thing. Or if you have people who have food sensitivities, then they can pick and choose what they want to.
Right.
So you're not forced to have the same thing.
Right. You can also go heavy on the vegetables by having salads, like a zoodle salad, you know, like if you spiralize your zoodles, that's always a fun thing to do. And then a quinoa salad with southwestern spices like cumin and chili powders, some black beans, and some corn is a nice mix together.
I
like
might
a
make
southwestern
that now.
corn
That
salad.
sounds pretty good.
You can also have those healthier sides with a more rich maybe a main course. So say you know your family loves your lasagna, your meat lasagna, or your meat chili, and they expect it every year. Well, go ahead and serve that dish, but plan your sides and maybe your appetizers to be a little on the lighter side.
I like that idea. Or, you know what? Why not have the chili be like a dip, so you have stuff to dip with it? I don't know.
Yeah.
Just a thought that came to mind.
It's a good one.
Something that I really like is, so I like all those ideas, and then you also talked about having tacos, which I really like tacos. Can we make tacos healthier?
Yeah, well, you can, certainly. So if you're going to use ground, like a ground meat, you can always do ground turkey. If you have to buy beef, you always want to buy the 93% lean. But something that I do is I'll mix my meat with the black beans.
Oh, that's good.
So just kind of a half and half. So you're adding some lean protein, some fiber, some of the nutrients from the beans, and you're kind of stretching out that meat a little bit. You can also put out a green salad and allow people to choose a taco salad instead. I mean, you can certainly use the vegetarian sources of meat, like that soy, ground soy meat that you can put it in the tacos. And then you can load up your tacos with tons of vegetables and cilantro and lime juice and tomatoes.
So good, so good. Or even go for a fajita type thing.
Yeah,
that also is
absolutely. Yeah, fajitas with lots and lots of veggies, lots of peppers and onions. And I made this one here too. So this is, you asked about the 7-layer dip. You mentioned a couple of times.
Yes.
So this is
because it's my favorite and I can't eat it anymore. And it's so sad to me because my aunt always made the best 7-layer dip, and then I can't eat it anymore.
I know, it's hard. It is hard. So this is a Greek 7-layer dip. So we started with the hummus on the bottom. Then we have the tzatziki, some veggies, some Kalamata olives, feta cheese, whole wheat pita bread for dipping, and then of course your veggies for dipping.
And it looks beautiful too. I don't know.
Colorful.
I mean, visually it's beautiful. It smells delicious. Yeah. So what a nice take on a 7-layer dip, right? And just something a little bit different, so people might go, oh, this looks nice.
Yeah.
I was going to make us hummus, and then I couldn't get to it
okay.
today. But always kind of nice to try. It's kind of fun. You're getting together with friends, so maybe try and make something different. Try one of these different recipes. And you provided a lot of them. Let's pop over to drinks, because when you're going to a party, there can be, whether it's alcoholic or non-alcoholic, there can be a lot of different beverage options, which means unhealthy options a lot of times, usually. Whether it's sugar or alcohol, whatever it is. Talk to us about how we can make better choices when it comes to drinks.
Okay, yeah, you do really want to pay attention to your drinks, because the calories from drinks can really add up, and drinks don't fill you up the way food does, so you just keep eating and drinking and drinking and drinking your calories. So in my house, we have a lot of those flavored seltzers. So we stock up on flavored seltzers, and I tend to start my day with a flavored seltzer, like the party. Then I might have 1 or 2 alcoholic drinks in between, and then end with some more of the flavored seltzers. Also, mixing the juices with the seltzers can be fun. So people get 100% fruit juice mixed with a little bit of seltzer. And then always just plan on drinking more water than alcohol. More water than alcohol. We want to be safe too.
Just be that annoying person that's like, oh, can I fill up your water glass?
Yeah.
That's what I am.
Have some beautifully, those infused waters can be really attractive too. Some people have those beautiful table things with the spigot, and you put cucumber and mint and strawberries in there, and now it's like a conversation piece, and people go back to it just because it's interesting.
Well, that's a great idea too, because it looks nice, it looks pretty, and then you're inviting people to go over to the water dish.
Yeah.
Which brings up another point, is you said to the way that you place your food items, your drink items, where you place it can make a big difference in how much people are eating it, right?
Right, exactly. So I said, put your more decadent, heavy dishes in the kitchen, away from the television, and put all the healthy dishes on your coffee table.
Smart.
So when you're sitting there mindlessly eating, at least you're mindlessly eating on carrot sticks instead of nachos, and then put all the richer foods further away.
Plus, then, if you get up, at least you have to get up and take a few steps. So you get like 10 steps. Depends on how big your house is.
Yeah, exactly.
You have to take 5 steps to get to the junk food or whatever it is. I think that's great. So we covered the food, we covered the drinks, but you have some more advice on ways we can be a little bit more active on Super Bowl Sunday and just kind of spice it up a little bit. What are some other ways that we can just be more mindful so we're not just sitting around being bums all day?
Yeah, so definitely physical activity. You want to stay active throughout the whole weekend. Get those workouts in for sure. It's not something you ever want to skip, but especially when you know you have a big event like Super Bowl coming up. Also, you want to be still continuing to eat your normal meals during the day. Some people will not eat anything all day long, knowing that they're going to have this rich food at night. Yeah, it's like they're saving their calories. That almost always backfires on you. You end up eating far more calories than you would have. So eat a normal breakfast, eat a normal lunch. Don't go into your Super Bowl party starving. Be mindful of your hunger and fullness. And then this is my husband's idea, was to plan an activity for halftime. So, at halftime, everybody gets up and then they converge on the table, right? So he said, plan an activity like Patriots trivia, so that
That's
people
fun.
they are not eating during halftime, but they're playing a game or something like that.
We're big fans of trivia in the
Oh,
house.
good.
Yeah, we love trivia. We play trivia in the car. We play all kinds. So Patriots trivia, that's a great idea. Or Super Bowl trivia.
Sure, yeah.
Or I think that's an excellent idea. Or maybe halftime trivia. So who performed the Super Bowl halftime in this year or whatever it was.
Yeah.
So
that's a good one.
Yeah, I think that's a fun idea. So just that way people aren't, oh, it's halftime, let me make more popcorn or whatever it is. That's super fun. And then you said, just getting up, maybe play your own game of football during the day or something like that, right? Just being more active.
Exactly. Yeah, definitely.
So I think that's all super fun. And you also said changing environments can make a big difference too, right?
Oh, yeah.
What do you mean by that?
Well, there was actually some research done out of the Food and Psychology Lab from Cornell University. They put out some really interesting work. So they hosted a Super Bowl party for students, and they gave half the students large bowls and half the students medium bowls. And when the students ate out of the large bowls, they ate 56% more calories than when they chose smaller bowls. So changing your environment by just changing the size of the dishes that you have available. And then, like I said before, putting the richer foods farther away, because the foods that are right in front of you are the foods that you tend to eat more of. So put those tempting foods farther away and put the healthier foods in front of you. That's changing your environment to be a healthier environment.
Wow. So it's kind of like one of those things, make a very small bowl of ice cream. Don't take the whole carton.
Never eat out of the carton.
Don't take the whole carton out with you. Okay.
Don't stick your hand in the chip bag either.
Oh, yeah, okay. So even if you don't want to do the dishes, it's worth it.
Yeah.
It's worth it to do the extra dish. Katie, these are awesome pieces of advice. I really appreciate it. Thank you for going through the trouble of making the dip. I'm going to eat a cucumber
pleasure.
when we get off the air. I did mention at the beginning of the show that it is Go Red for Women Day today, so wearing red. You have a great outfit on.
I
didn't
know how prepared I was.
You blinged up your New England Patriots shirt. You do a little bit of work with the Heart Association.
Yeah.
Talk to me a little bit about your involvement and if people want to get more information.
Sure, thanks. So the Rhode Island Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics is the second year in a row that we're partnering with the American Heart Association and Go Red for Women to host our annual 5K.
Awesome.
So it's our 15th annual 5K. The second year we're working with the American Heart Association. We're thrilled to be working with them again, so we would love everybody to check out our 5K, 10K, and a 1 mile fun run for kids. And they can do that by going to eatrightri.org and clicking on Road Races.
I think that's awesome. Definitely, we need to talk more about heart disease and the risk of stroke for women. It is definitely something that we all need to be more aware of. And so whether it's wearing red, whether it's participating in a 5K, a fun run for kids, just talking about it, doing segments like this, talking about better nutrition, and we can all become more aware, more involved. So thank you so much. Appreciate that. And we can put a link on our website as well.
Thanks.
So thanks for taking the time today. That wasn't as bad as we thought. No food. Wasn't food
It wasn't
police,
hopefully
was
not too food policing.
it wasn't too food policey, right? So thanks everyone so much. Hopefully you had as much fun as I did with this Super Bowl and Puppy Bowl themed edition of Go Local Live. Kate Nagel kicks things off here in just a few moments. We're going to kind of continue the theme for a little bit. So thank you again. Have safe on this ground. Have a safe and fun Super Bowl weekend. And it was Groundhog's Day too today. So happy Groundhog's Day. Busy weekend. Have fun. Be safe. Thanks again for watching. I'm Molly O'Brien.